All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 17 of our Elm Creek Oats and Goats gameplay series. I'm the Ultra Farmer. We've got some oats that need to be harvested in today's episode. We've got a bunch of horses that we need to ride. We got to be getting our stallions bred and ready for sale. The goats are thriving, but we're going to have to probably go through at some point and start selling off some of the older rams. Hopefully that'll give us a good little flush of cash. We've got a new tractor that we got to try out with some field prep in this episode. And towards the end of the episode, we're going to take one of the horses off and see if we can find ourselves some more of those golden apples. So stick around for that. I think I know where one is. I'm pretty sure I know where one is, kind of close to the farm, but they're getting far away, and it's kind of getting harder to find them. So let's get into it. All right, we are just cruising here. We are going to get this field harvested, get our oats taken care of. It is that time of the season, and it's really perfect because the horses are starting to run out of food. Just make sure I'm connected here to my... I can't see my grid lines right now, which is weird. But yes, the horses are starting to kind of run out of oats that we got sitting in the silos, so we got to get these oats fields kind of cleared off, but we got to do a bunch of riding on the horses as well and start getting the stallions value way up. I kind of have a plan for what I think I'm going to do with the horses moving forward. Basically what the plan is going to be is I think once the mares give birth and these next little set of foals are born, we're going to raise those horses up, and I think we're going to get our mares really as valuable as we possibly can, and we're going to sell the mares off, and we're just going to focus on stallions. The stallions bring in the most amount of value. It's kind of the fastest way that we can train them up. We can get them to 26, that 25, 26 month period, and they're going to be at a really good value. And so I think that's going to be kind of the best plan, rather than waiting for some of the mares to, like, because it's just such a long period of time by the time they're born and by the time they're actually at like a really high value. I keep missing corners of the field. We'll have to go back and get those, but that's going to be my rough plan. So I want to get the mares through their gestation period, have them, give birth. We'll take whatever those foals are, whether they're mares or stallions, it doesn't really matter, and we'll start pumping the value up. And then I'm going to be watching. We're going to be buying a bunch of different stallions in the next coming. It'll be a bit on this episode. I'm hoping it'll be able to get into it, but definitely through the next couple. It's just going to be our main focus. Is just going to be training stallions and selling them off, because they really do produce the most value, and we can kind of produce that value in quote unquote like the shortest period of time. But it's not, I mean, it's still like 2 years it takes to get them to like their max value or close to their max value. I kind of want to take one and just see if we'll be able to get it past like that 40,000 mark. I don't really know if we'll be able to, but it'd be kind of cool to see. So maybe we'll take one of them. Maybe we'll take like Trooper or Urko. Urko's probably a good one to try. Nah, it would probably even be better with one of the younger foals that like have been born, the younger colts, like maybe Oreo or Gusty or something like that. I think Urko might be, yeah, I don't know. Long story long, we'll probably try and take one of them and see what kind of value we can get out of that stallion if we kept pushing it. I bet you like Applejack or something, we probably could have got around that 40k mark, maybe. Actually, probably. Oh, it doesn't really want to go there, does it? There we go. Yeah, I was thinking maybe Applejack we could have got around that 40k mark, but I don't know. I don't know for certain. So it kind of be nice to try, but stallion breeding is what we're gonna just really focus on, rather than, or sorry, not stallion breeding. It'll be stallion training rather than breeding horses. I think we get away from breeding and we just focus on the training. But first we got to get the oats harvested. I'm gonna probably end up setting a worker to do this, and we'll go grab one of the tractors so that we can kind of start pulling some of the grain out of this unit. Actually, let's turn our heads-up display on here so I can see exactly how much oats we got in the tank. Oh, I'm such a dum-dum. That's why I couldn't see anything. I was like, why isn't it showing my grid lines? I had my heads-up display off. Had the heads-up display off. That would have done it. That would have done it, ladies and gentlemen. So I gotta get these fields harvested, and then we're gonna go on breeding the horses. The goats we definitely gotta check on. The goat barn is starting to get more and more full, so I want to go through and make sure that if we got any old rams or any of the old lambs in there, that we can either sell them off or kind of switch through whatever really needs to happen. The goats are pretty like plug and play. Like we really just feed them. They give us milk. There's not really much that we have to worry about with the goats. They're just simple folk, those dudes. Yeah, that's going to be the main thing in this episode. Get the horses ready to go. We definitely want to go find some of the golden apples. We've got to try and find as many of the golden apples as we can before this series ends. And I'm pretty excited. I've been doing a lot of planning for our next series. I've got the map set. Probably going to start recording some of the episodes here soon. It's going to be a really, really fun one. I can't wait for it, actually. I'm really excited. I was like setting up the map and getting everything good to go. And I think it'll be pretty cool. It's definitely going to be completely different than anything we've done before in the past, which will be fun. It'll be fun to kind of put a new spin on things. I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. I think so. Hope so, at least. Hope so. If not, let me know. If not, let me know. Okay, I'm going to keep kind of plugging through here. Like I said, I will slowly... I'll probably finish this field myself and then get an AI worker or something going. Actually, once the grain tank in this thing's full, I'll get the grain dumped out of it, and then I'll set an AI worker to probably finish off this field or start on the next one, however we want to do it. And we'll kind of focus on riding some of the horses and such. But I'm just getting pulled into the farm here with a stone picker. Now, if you remember back when we bought all of our equipment, I was trying to wheel and deal at the used dealership there, or the car dealership, equipment dealership rather, on that mulcher and seeing if they would give me a deal on it, which they wouldn't. But the boys there did say that when the time came, they would let us borrow the stone picker to come get these fields cleared off. And I decided that I wanted to plow all of our fields and just kind of get them kind of like a little bit of a fresh start on them. We haven't plowed them, probably since we bought these fields, or even since the beginning of this year. So I figured it'd be good to get a plow in on all of them. And we'll go through, we'll get all the stones picked off, then we'll kind of do, just do that normal thing. And now I still want to plant all these fields in grass when everything is all said and done, so that we can get a really good cut of hay in the fall off everything. I'm hoping will work out. It'll probably be in like November-ish. It'll be early winter, kind of a final cut. November's like the last time you can get a cut off of everything. And so if we can get a good cut of hay, then we'll just mulch or cultivate those fields for the winter time, and then in the spring we're going to do everything in oats is going to be my plan. So yeah, I figured it was a good time to kind of plow and do that stuff, although I probably should have still mulched this field before I plowed it. I don't really know, like I'm pretty sure that matters, but we also have precision farming on, so it might be different. I'm not going to worry about it too much though. Now let's spin around here. I don't think this combine is like super full, but I figure we might as well get some grain pulled out of it and be able to finish this field without having to worry about it. We can probably just take this tractor and trailer and just kind of head off. I want to go spin around through all of the horse pastures and just dump some of these oats into each of the pens to make sure they're good to go. Yeah, I'll get a decent little haul. The hopper looks like it was quite full in there, so probably around like 60-70% full. As crazy as this field beside us is an oat field. That was the next field that we wanted to buy. If only we had like about another 50 grand, we could buy that field. Maybe if we went and sold off some of the goats, we could buy that field. Maybe we should go try it. We should go look and see if we could do that. We could buy that field and we could harvest it right now. We could add it onto our list of everything. That could be our final field that we get. Let's go through and we'll check the goats. We'll see if that's even a possibility. I mean, we would have to scrape together quite a bit of cash to make that work. Alright, let's get some oats dumped into each thing here. And yeah, that'll be our rough plan moving forward, is just to kind of sell off the breeding mares, and we'll just focus on stallions. Stallions will be our best money maker. If we can get like a full few pens of stallions, really getting them to their max values, we'll be able to put together some good cash here. Now that we got the riding arena, we can definitely train those horses really well. I think that'll be the plan moving forward. We'll just stop breeding and just go straight into training, which makes the most sense. We spent the money on the training facility. Breeding is just too slow of a process for us. Yeah, I think we just got to transition into being just trainers. This still doesn't... It doesn't really want me to drop. You gotta just like hit this one right in the sweet spot. There we go. Nice. Now, we'll go check out the goats after this. I'm going to pull right back over. We'll dump whatever we've got left in here in the silo. So now that all the horses are good to go, we'll go check on the goats. And I think probably want to sell some of the rams off for sure. So we'll just see what kind of cash we can. Man, if we could buy that field, that would be pretty cool. I didn't even know oats was planted in it, obviously, until we went to harvest. Wasn't really paying attention with it. Let's just jump over real quick here. Oh yeah, we still got canola in there that we got to sell. So we got 9,000 liters of oats in there. We'll have a bit more off those other fields. Although that field is like almost done being harvested. And this little one up front isn't really... It's really not going to do too much. Yeah, let's shut this down. Let's go check on the crew here. How are we doing, everybody? Okay, so 117 in here. Let's go right down. All the rams are at the bottom. Yeah, like we could probably sell some of these off. Look how many we got here that are all just like 2 grand, 2 grand. Like these ones are a bit younger, but they still, they're 7 months old. They can reproduce. At 5 months, I believe they can. Rams that are healthy and older, yeah, they can reproduce. So 8 months. 10, 11. Let's just say we sold all of them that were like at least $1,500 or more. I don't know what that was. Oh, okay, let's sell selected. Man, there's 50 grand right there. 42,000. Boom. We could buy that field. It would leave us with basically $1,000, but okay, so how old are these ones? Well, we could still sell off. That's still a good amount of rams. I won't want to sell any of these. Recovering from last pregnancy. Okay. Recovering. Expecting 3 babies. We don't want to sell any that are expecting. Dang. Okay, there. 87 goats left. Man, we could buy that field. Do we want to buy that field, though? I don't know if we need to. It would be good, but I don't think we really need to. We should have enough... Yeah, nah, we don't need that field. Let's get someone picking the stones out of here. You think if I start a worker on this field, it's going to jam out that combine operator? Let's see. Oh, why are we turning? We could have just went straight there. Could have just went straight. What are we doing? Oh, they'll do the up downs first. That's why. They're not going to do headlands. Okay, then we should be good to go. I'm going to spin around with this tractor, and we'll pull out just so when the combine finishes that final pass, we can just dump grain in here, head on through, and let's park this unit right... Right there ought to be good, I would say. Finish this final pass. We did have some weeds in this harvest, which isn't usually, like when I planted it and it got that first growth stage, like usually you can see the weeds like pretty intensely, and it really didn't seem like there was any, which I should have just known better. There's always weeds. Should have just known better. Okay, so we got another 3,400 liters in here. That'll bring us up to, 12, 13,000 liters of oats. which should do pretty good between the hay. Plus, yeah, with the hay, that'll do pretty good. We obviously got enough carrots. We got more than enough carrots for those horses. Let's close that off. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that field, even though it would be awesome and it would be kind of good timing. The main thing I want to focus on is buying more stallions and getting them bred. We already got like enough work to do as is with riding the horses and everything, so I don't think more field work will do really anything for us at this point. We've got this field, we've got that other grass field out there that'll become oats next year. If we really have to buy oat food, we will, or horse food, then we will, but yeah. Okay, so nice. Stone picker is just giving her. I'm gonna move this out of the way. This is just asking for trouble here. Actually, you know what? I could probably park this right away because that combine will not fill up doing that final field, and we can just dump straight from the combine into the silos. Let's pull over here and let's get this kicked out. I can't forget to go buy more seeds before next harvest. Actually, you know, we're gonna have to go buy more seeds to do the grass. Which tractor is this? This is our 3650. Okay. I think what we'll do is I'll spin around, drop this trailer off. I'm gonna head up to the store, get a few pallets of seed, and then we'll come back here and offload. Alright, I'm just getting the last pallet of seed off of this trailer. I'm trying to anyways. Trying to without wrecking anything, but you know how that goes. I've kind of just been sticking them. I've been trying to stick them along in the barn here where I was like had the other pallets sitting, so that I could just do those flybys to fill it up. So I'm hoping it's tight quarters in this barn. Yeah, I had to kind of pull these off like the lengthways. I don't know. I might just stick this one. Right there. Call her a day. Is what I might do. Alright, let's get this out of here. Alright, so the oat harvest is complete. I'm gonna go kind of get everything parked away. Get everything, like get the header back on the trailer, get the header parked away. We're gonna have to swap that one plow over to come plow this field. And I think this stone picker is done on our first field, so I'll kind of have to jump that worker over to the next field. It's going to be just kind of a lot of leapfrog and stuff around as we do. And then we're going to take one of the horses up. You know, I could have just left this whole thing on there. There we go. Leave that right off. And then, yeah, we're going to take one of the horses up. I don't know which one yet, but we'll take one of the horses, maybe Trooper or something, and we'll go see what we can find for golden eggs. I'm pretty sure there's one close, and I'll show you that. It's like we kind of looked there, but we kind of didn't, blah, blah, blah. And then once like the stone picking and all that stuff's done as well, we're going to be setting a worker to plant grass fields, and we'll probably get a cut of hay off of that one field that's ready to go this episode. We'll see how it all pans out, but I definitely want to go try and find some more of the golden apples. We've got to find all of them before the series is done, so I got to be focusing on searching for those each episode. But yeah, I'll get things cleaned up and kind of squared away, and we'll go riding. Okay, so I got workers going on like every field right now. I've got grass being planted, I've got grass being cut, I've got the stones being picked up here, which I'm gonna have to swap this tractor over to kind of our final field. The final field has been plowed. We just got to get the stones off it. Now I want to go. Maybe I'm just tripping here. I was riding back the one day. And I swear I saw one at the end of this tunnel sitting on the corner. Down in here. I thought I saw one sitting right on the edge down here, but I couldn't remember if we came through here. Yeah, see? Eagle-eyed it. I knew it. I just knew it. I like saw it through the tunnel, and obviously I didn't want to come grab it without everyone here with me. 83 more. 83. We've checked around here. Yeah, we've definitely checked around here. Now, but like again, we're probably gonna have to come back and check some of these spots, run into a couple more trees if we have to. Check by the fire hydrant. Okay, so one place we haven't kind of went. We went up over there. We got to kind of venture up into this top corner of the map. So I thought this would be a good time to do it just while everything's kind of going on. We can tab back over and check on everybody as like stone picking progresses. We'll have to swap that tractor over. The kind of the nice thing, I wasn't really ever too sure what would happen if you like tab away from this horse while you're riding, but you can like tab away, which I'm just gonna stop right now. If we jump over here, just gonna fire this unit up and we'll go get the stone picker kind of set on the last field. Get the stone picker on the last field. Like I said, the new Fendt tractor is mowing, which is great. I am so happy that we bought that tractor. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. 40 grand for potentially up to like 260 horse. I know it's on sale and it's got some hours on it and stuff, but still pretty good deal. So I'm happy about that. Okay, let's check down in here. I can't remember if we came down here. Actually, yeah, I think we did. We did when we were up at that one part. We kind of did like a flyby, and yeah, I think we did a flyby there. But I don't remember like over at the feedlot or anything. I guess maybe it's not necessarily a feedlot. Well, there's one right there. Like, how many more of these did we drove by? You know, I'm just gonna hop off real quick here. I don't know if they would put one down in here. Gotta check if they're in there, right? Nothing hidden in there. Nothing really sneaky for us. I didn't think they'd put two that close together, but I mean, there's 80 of them out there. There's 80 of them. Now, I always say this, but there's gotta be one kicking around here. Wouldn't you guys say? There's gotta be one just like hanging out, hidden behind this dumpster over here. No? Maybe, can we get in? I'm not gonna ride. I'm not gonna ride in here. The horse is gonna get like jammed up on every post that we run into. Just no, we're not gonna do that. Hey, you can go through all of this though. Crazy. Huh. Alright, well, glad we checked in there. I'm really glad we didn't ride in there. That would have been such a nightmare. The horse would have got jammed up on everything 10 times. Not seeing nothing over here. Alright, let's get back on the horse. Nothing. Nothing in there. I see it. I see it. How do we get up in here? Okay, not too bad. Is there only one, though, is the question. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. We'll kind of just swing around this backside and then we'll head back up to the farm. Although we have ventured out pretty far here. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, we'll swing by this red building over here. And then we'll make our way back up to the farm. If there's nothing here, I'll just ride back up, meet you guys at the farm. There's a bunch more. We're going to have to kind of keep going with that. Grass will be cut soon, so we'll have to ted that field. And then obviously windrow and bale it, all our normal stuff there. And, you know, continue planting. Got to get the rolling done on those fields. Think we can jump this? Oh, not bad. Pretty good jump. Almost got hit by a car there, though. Good lord. Yeah. Not bad, Urko. Not a bad ride for us. Alright. I'm gonna head back to the farm. I probably won't... I don't know if I'll see anything on the way back. If I do, I'll kind of tune back in so that we can grab any. But I don't think there'll be anything, so I'll just head back up to the farm and to kind of progress along with, you know, the planting and all that jazz. Just here, I'm just kind of getting the final touches on planting all the grass and stuff done. It started to rain, which kind of sucks because I really wanted to bale that field, but I don't want to bale in the rain. So I want to kind of let the windrows and stuff dry out for a bit. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and kind of just catch. I got to just catch a few spots here. The AI workers are good. They're not great. And they always kind of, well, you know what? It's not even the AI workers. It's this planter. It's just kind of a weird planter. So they kind of like miss spots, if that makes sense. They always miss the corners. I always got to go back and catch them, which, I mean, I don't even really need to do. Like, what does it really matter? It's not like these little corners is going to make or break the yield that intensely. You know, are we going to get a 1% of a bale out of that? But we'll do what we got to do. Okay, let's go drop this off. I went and returned the stone picker, so we can't get that again. Well, we would have to buy it if we want to get it again. You know, it's kind of like a one-time use that they would let us rent us for. Or let us borrow it, rather. They didn't charge me anything for it. I just had to clean it and stuff to make sure it was good to go, which I obviously did. I want to run over here real quick. I'm not going to plant grass on this main field. I'm just going to leave it plowed and all that stuff. But what I want to do is kind of go through and do some of our lime and all that stuff. Now, our pH should be good. Should be good to some extent on these fields, but it's not going to be great. Now, the nitrogen, I fertilized as I planted, so I think the nitrogen's going to be good on most of these fields, I think. But I don't know 100%. So I'm going to start a worker on this. I'm going to fire this tractor up, and let's go roll this field that we just finished planting. And then once that's done, we'll be able to go over and get the nitrogen and stuff dropped on that field. The field that we're about to roll. Hopefully this rain gets out of here so that we can bale. Again, I don't want to bale in the rain. I want the windrows to be nice and dry. Blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. Let's go like that. Let's drop this down. And yeah, let's roll this field up. So I'll kind of keep going through a bit of the plan with you guys a little bit on the stallions. So I don't know how the time frame's gonna work out just yet. I gotta kind of sit and figure out the ages of like Oreo, Gusty, Small Ramsey, Ebony. And then obviously we got Trooper and Urko are the main stallions. Those are our main breeding stallions. But I'm going to move away from just breeding, so I'm going to get Urko and Trooper's value up as much as I can over the next little bit, and then we're going to sell those stallions off. I'm going to probably flip as much of that money as I can into buying some new stallions. I want to try and get stallions that are around, perfect world, probably around 14, 15 months, even just over a year would probably be good. No, even around like 21 months, because it seems like around the 26 to 27 they really get to like a really good value. And if it takes us 4 months to get their fitness up to 100%, that would be pretty good. Around that 20 month range is what I'm going to shoot for, and I'm just going to test it out and see how that goes. So if we can get a couple stallions around the 20-month mark, ride them, see what kind of value we can get them at. Obviously I want to be picking ones that have really high value as is. I don't want ones that are extremely low. And we'll just see. That'll be kind of the first testing as to like what's the sweet spot for raising stallions, raising and training the stallions. Once the mares again give birth, we'll move away. I'll ride the mares and get their value as high as I can. Probably I'm thinking around like that $12,000 to $15,000 mark would be a good price for most of the mares. For like Opal, Millie, Penelope, Kismet's still too young. Brownie, I can't remember exactly the age of Brownie, so we'll have to just check in on that. But I'm thinking, yeah, if I can get between even 10 to 15 grand for those mares would be pretty good. I get connected on that. Is this gonna catch it? Oh no. Okay, there we go. There we go. And that's gonna be the main plan. Because if I can get those value of those horses way up, we'll just work on like flipping stallions is gonna be kind of like our business model. Because that way we'll be able to flip them in like, I'm hoping like a 6-month period, and then we're really good to go. That's why I didn't really want to get any more of the oat fields. I just don't think it's needed right now. I want to spend more time just training the horses rather than doing field work. So like once I get this grass and stuff, like once we get good bales stored away, I might not even really worry too much about grass anymore slash hay. And what I'll do is I'll just focus on these being oat fields. And if we have to buy bales, we'll just go buy them rather than spend the time doing field work. I think that's going to be the best kind of use of our time, is just training the horses and seeing if we can flip them, especially since we got that riding arena. That's going to help us train and get the horses to super good value, and hopefully we get some orders come in now that we've been training horses a lot. Maybe we can send some horses off to either some sort of a Kentucky Derby horse, or yeah, not too sure. So that'll be the game plan as of right now. I'm gonna get these fields good to go. If this rain quits, we'll bail. If not, it is what it is. I'll do it off camera. Train up Urko and Trooper, sell them off, and just start breeding stallions. All right, crew, we are back here. It is a few months later. I ended up having to wait for that rain to finish off, so I got those fields, our fields planted, rolled out, all that stuff, and got the bales and stuff picked off. But a couple months have gone by, and we've got a bunch new horses. Let's go check real quick. We got to cut and bale these fields, but I just want to go through. So this was our newest pasture with all the ones that had been born. Look at this. These guys have 0% fitness, daily riding, or cleanliness. I haven't even looked at Ebony in these two, and they're already at 11K. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. We got to go put some hay in this barn just to make sure everything kind of balances out. As you can see, we're down on the hay, but we're gonna be moving these stallions into the main barn real soon. There's kind of a bunch of stuff that we got to do. Let's go back into the newest pasture. All of the mares have given birth. So we've got Coco, Gertie, Indigo, Quiver, and we also, in this one, we have Bob. Good old Bob. Bob's is just in this new one. So we've got to ride Urko and Trooper, and I'm going to sell these horses off. I'm going to sell these stallions off. We're going to be moving over Gusty and Ebony and all the stallions that are in this pen into this main one, so that I can kind of keep everything separate. And then I'm going to start riding all the mares that have given birth. We're not going to put any stallion in here. We're just going to slowly work this out, and we're just going to focus on stallions. And I'm going to keep the new, like, this pasture over here is going to be for really the young stallions. This will be the ones that we're getting ready to sell, and this will be like kind of intermediate ones, or potentially new ones that we're just getting in, something like that, just to kind of help me keep track of everything. But what I want to do is I want to get one of our tractors going with the mower on the fields out there, so that we can start getting the hay cut, or the grass cut, and we'll ted everything after and get our bales good to go. This is going to be probably the last time we bale everything for a while. I might just start baling or buying bales and just put everything to oats after, is kind of my plan. So yeah, I think we'll just slowly get everything cut, get everything baled off, and yeah, I don't know if we'll bale for a couple seasons. We'll just do oats, and that'll be basically it. So it'll take a minute for us to cut and bale all these fields. So that's why I think it's good if we get someone mowing. I'll even get... Actually, I'll just pull this tractor. It doesn't really matter which ones we use. I'll use this tractor. I'll get hooked onto the tedder and just head out to the field so that we're ready to go. And then I'm going to start moving around horses, getting the riding and stuff done, and we'll sell some of them off. All right, so just getting ready to sell Trooper and Urko. So let's just go into this right here, and we're going to go through. So Urco, we're gonna get. I don't know if we'll get exactly that. We're gonna get. Oh, I didn't select him. Let's sell this. We're gonna get 27,000. I'm just writing this down so I can update our spreadsheet. 037. So let's sell Urco, and we're gonna sell Trooper. So let's sell Trooper 18,979. Okay. So now all that's left in that one is Bob, but I want to come over here and we got to grab some of these horses. Kismet, we will put in a different one. Okay, so small Ramsey. Oh. Okay, come on, Ramsey, let's go. Jumping on the fence there. Okay, let's bring him in here. Jeez, this horse is a fencer. Okay. We need Ramsey, and we're going to need Oreo and Ebony in there as well. There's Ebony. Come on, Ebony. Man, these horses, they just get jammed up by the smallest thing. And they don't turn good whatsoever. Especially at their, like, full speed. Like, they do not turn good. Not barrel racing horses, that's for sure. Okay, so Ebony we'll put in there. Now, Kismet, this is Gusty, so Gusty's going to be the stallion that we get ready to sell next. And then we'll put Kismet in with the mares that we're getting ready to sell. Dang. Weird. Okay, so if we can get on Kismet here, sometimes they don't allow it. Nice. Okay, let's take Kismet over to the mares. There's going to be like lots of riding and stuff that I have to do kind of off camera just to get all these horses ready to go over the next few months. And then the mares will sell off, no more breeding, and it'll just be stallions. It'll just be stallions that we'll have. And that way we can kind of flip the horses a little bit quicker, make some cash a little bit faster. So Brownie is a mare that will stay in here. Gertie, Coco, Penelope obviously stays. Penelope will be selling soon. There's Millie. Indigo. We'll take Indy down to the far pen since this is such a young stallion. And I mean, even some of the young stallions, if we can get them to a good price, like even 7 or 8 grand kind of quickly, I might sell them off at a younger age rather than wait until like they're, 2 years old or something like that. It just kind of all depends. I mainly want to be watching like the feedlot and seeing what horses come through that are good value, that are around that 7,000-8,000 mark, and then we'll take them into the riding arena, get them trained up real good, and then sell them off, try and flip them a little quick. Opal, Kismet, Opal. Do we have any other stallions in this one? Those are all stallions there. Quiver. Which one's Quiver? Millie. Gertie. This must be Brownie. Might be this one. Might have to just wait till I kind of reload in and then we can get that horse moved over into the next pasture. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to kind of continue on with getting these fields cut and baled. Is this field cut? Dangerously close. Very dangerously close. We'll get this AI worker set on the next field, and yeah, it's just going to be baling and riding horses. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to end this episode here. Next episode, we're going to be selling off all the mares, which will be a big payday. Well, a pretty big payday. We'll get all the mares sold off. I'll have all of these fields cut and worked for the winter, most likely. We'll be riding, getting some of the stallions ready to go as well. I don't really know exactly. We should check the... Let's just get this worker set on the next field, and then I'll kind of go in and I'll check, and we'll make a bit of a game plan with like Gusty, Small Ramsey, Oreo, and Ebony. Okay, so let's get a worker going on there. A lot of these mares are young, so I'll just kind of wait. I'll have to kind of pick through and slowly go with these mares. It's not too bad that Quiver we can't get out of there. Penelope, Brownie, Opal, Millie will be the main ones that we're trying to sell off kind of right away. And let's go into the other one. Oreo and Indigo. Okay, so I'll have to pull Oreo. Yeah, it's not even Oreo didn't show up in there, but we got Gusty, Ramsey, Bob. We can even put in that other one. I got to swap some more of these around, but Ebony and Small Ramsey will definitely be getting ready to sell. Hopefully around that 20 to 21 mark, 21-month mark, and we should be able to do pretty good on them. I'll update the spreadsheet, and yeah, we'll keep going, keep grinding. We'll turn into a stallion training farm, which I think will be kind of fun and a good way to kind of finish off the series to get some really good stallions bred and trained up and sold off. So thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys checking out my channel. Appreciate you sticking with me in this series. I look forward to the next series. I'm starting to film that right now, which I think you guys are really going to like. It's going to be something very different than what we've done in the past, completely different, and I'm pretty excited to dive into it and kind of some new stuff to learn and work through, and it's going to be pretty cool. We're on a cool map. Yeah, really stoked for the next series, so make sure and be watching for that if you haven't done so. You could always hit the sub and notification bell, and then you'll be notified right when that comes out. Also, I'll put the actual release date in the Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, you can check the description and you can join the Discord. And I always have kind of sneak peeks of the series and when they're going to be coming out. I post that in the Discord first. So Discord members kind of know about that stuff first. Hopefully you guys have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is that you're watching this. Thank you again for watching this series, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.